Hello all and welcome, and I'm the mgtowphilosopher, and in this video I would like to talk about a story I saw out of the United Kingdom about kids in Britain having to learn about gay and transgender relationships. Not teenagers, oh no, little kids, just like in the picture. Oh, isn't that great? All little kids in Britain want to learn about gay and transgender relationships. Wonderful! Of course, my question is, why? What's the point? None of these boys can get boners yet. None of these girls can get moist between the legs unless they're at some point having their period at the age of 8, which I don't think is happening. So what the hell's going on here? What the hell is going on? Why do little kids age 7, 8, or even younger, maybe even 4 or 5, need to know about gay and transgender? I'll tell you why. Because the left wants to turn them into gays, wants to turn them into homos and future transgender people. That's why. Anyhow, let's get to the meat of the story. This stuff disgusts me. The less time I spend on it, the better. Students in the UK will have to take mandatory classes about sex that include lessons on gay and transgender issues. And possibly gay and transgender sex? I'm Brad, and I like to take it into pooper. Can you imagine a video like that popping up, explaining anal sex to little kids? Are you kidding me? Oh my God. Starting in September 2019, all 5 to 16-year-olds. 5 to 16? Are you talking about each and every year? 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. Can you imagine 12 years of sex indoctrination into gay, homo, sex, and transgender issues? Oh my God. 1% of the population, less than 1% of the population, deviants perhaps, people who are deviants, a deviation from the norm. And we have to learn about this stuff? Why? Well, why don't we just learn about scatology as well? Why don't we just learn about people who are into scat? Okay? Why don't we just learn about people who are into eating poop, too, and fat fetishists and such? Why don't we learn about them? Aren't their sex lives as equally valid as homos and transsexual people? I mean, come on, when is this nonsense going to stop? 5 to 16-year-old students will be required to take sex ed classes that are sensitive to all sexualities and identities. Really? Where's the love of fatties class? Huh? Where's the love of scat class? Oh, you don't have any of those? It doesn't fit into your ideology, I guess, according to a Tuesday announcement from the UK's Department of Education. The Department of Education explains it is also analyzing exactly what material will make up the new program. Oh, my God. So they want to make up a new program, but they don't even have an idea of what kind of material. Oh, Jesus. Or why don't you just have drag queens come in and read bedtime stories? All schools to ensure that young people, whatever their developing sexuality or identity, feel comfortable with the program. Gays, despite what gays would like you to believe about large numbers of them, are like 1% of the population or something, maybe less. They're a finite amount of the population. You don't gear the majority of your education to serve a small minority. Yeah, we have the tyranny of the minority now. Gay people are running things. Talk about gay mafia. Many gay, transgender, and queer activists and some parents are happy with the new program. Oh my. Yeah, I'll bet they are. What's a queer activist? What? When I was growing up, queer meant gay and gay meant happy. Now gay means you take it in the pooper, you like to give it in the pooper, and transgender means, I don't know, you like to cross-dress. What is this shit? And there's some parents are happy. Yeah, because they've been indoctrinated. They're hippies, okay? We're very much welcome the opportunity for all teachers, parents, and you young people to feed in their views on what relationships and sex education should look like. Hello, scatology. Why don't we have the study of scat? There's lots of people that like to have sex with scat involved. Banging others in the pooper while they're taking a poop. Oh, they love that stuff. There's a whole bunch of those weirdos out there. Why don't we create classes for that as well? I mean, that's an even smaller minority. In theory, they're even more oppressed than LGBTQ. We should really, really be serving them, right? Right? Said the LGBTQ Stonewall spokesperson, according to the Telegraph. Others are skeptical of the program's appropriateness. Yeah, some people that actually use their brains for more than just crying and getting upset about triggers and, oh, I've been triggered, you said something I didn't want to hear. For such young children, don't think children who don't even have a firm grasp of vocabulary or what sex is, by the way, and numbers should be taught such material. And by the way, what are 5-year-olds being taught about sex for? Jesus Christ, when I was a kid, your parents had this talk. Mine didn't even talk to me. They gave me a fucking book. They just left the book out there, and I read the book at the appropriate age. okay, or whatever they thought was the appropriate age, and they left the book on the fucking coffee table and looked at the book. It's like, okay, that's how it works. I see. I mean, what the hell is this? But the parents decided. The schools don't decide. Now the schools are deciding everything. They're trying to decide what kind of gender your kid will be. They're trying to decide what kind of sexuality your kid will have. Now they're deciding when your kid gets introduced to sex. What's next? Do parents have any control over their kids anymore, or is it the state that's raising them now? I think, of course, we can answer that question. The state. The state is the one raising the kids, not the parents. There is no age-appropriate way, what? To teach primary school age children about homosexuality. Bullshit! What is this? This is just like these videos that were on YouTube, where you see little kids being shown dildos and such like that, little girls being shown sex toys, and they're like so embarrassed, and it's like, good God, what? These are like 6, 7, 8-year-old kids. I mean, the left really knows no shame with their moral relativism, and everything's open to interpretation, negative philosophy bullshit. Oh, there's no such thing as age appropriateness when it comes to sex. No, any age can be exposed to sex. And of course, that's just one step away from saying, oh, there's no such thing as age appropriateness when it comes to people having sex. Any age could have sex, even a toddler. Yeah, we're fucked up in the head. We're just too solipsistic and stupid to know it. No age appropriate way to teach primary school age children about homosexual relationships. Bullshit. Of course there is an... or transgenderism campaign director of the Coalition for Marriage, Thomas Pascoe, told the Telegraph. You're a pinhead, pal. He posited schools, including various sexual preferences and educational programs when students are not old enough. Okay, so, all right, I see. He was, so I misread that. I thought he said there was like no question about there being age appropriateness in regards to, so I misread it. I get on one of these tangents and I start ranting. I just go off, baby. So he posited schools, including various sexual preferences and education when students are not old enough to understand culture fully is not appropriate. Yes, of course. So let me reread that. Sorry that I mischaracterized that. I was going fast, baby. I was on super drive. Others are skeptical of the program's appropriateness for such young children. But I'm talking true. In regards to the left, they really don't believe there's any such thing as an appropriate age for when you can be taught this stuff. It's okay. Teach this stuff at any age. It doesn't matter. Age isn't important. It's just a social construct like everything else. So, others are skeptical of the program's appropriateness for such young children and don't think children who don't even have a firm grasp of vocabulary numbers should be taught such material. There's no age-appropriate way to teach primary school. Sorry, again, I misread it. That's all. I thought the person was saying something totally different. Way to teach primary school-age children about homosexual relationships or transgenderism. Campaign director of the Coalition for Marriage, Thomas Pascoe, told the Telegraph. Like I said, sometimes I get going at light speed, baby, and I misread something, and I just go off. Zoom. He posits that schools, including various sexual preferences and educational programs when students are not old enough to understand such concepts fully, is not appropriate. You think? We should be teaching young children broad values of respect and tolerance, not ordering them to accept adult sexual relationships, which they are far too young to understand. Yeah, no kidding. And it goes on to say, the launch of these mandatory inclusive sex ed classes comes after UK schools recently began adopting Good Schools Guide to rate whether their teachers and policies are transgender friendly. Why do you need to worry about that in elementary school? What the hell does an elementary school need to worry about transgenderism? The movie, you got all these kids that are being influenced by their parents, and they're being told, you can choose whatever gender you want, which is really telling them to choose another gender when you say something like that, and it's pushing adopting a different gender onto kids when you say things like that, and then they'll do that to get your approval. The move came after some parents expressed discontent over schools' policies regarding transgender students and removed their transgender children. Transgender children? Children? Talking 6, 7, 8-year-old kids cannot be transgender. They cannot. From the UK schools, citing inadequate protection and anti-discrimination policies. This is the main reasons for pulling their children out of the school system. Over about the last 18 months or so, I have noticed this issue building up, said Bernadette John, a director at the Guides Consulting Service, according to the Telegraph. Families are coming to us when they feel they're left with no option but to pull their transgender children out of school. What are you doing with transgender kids to begin with, huh? Why are you encouraging this? If I had a son and he came to me and said, Daddy, I want to wear a dress and some makeup. I'd smack him on the back of the head and say, motherfucker, you get up there and you put on pants and shoes, and you take that fucking makeup off if you're already wearing some, or whatever makeup you have, toss it out. I come up to your room, there better not be any dresses or makeup or anything else up there, or you're going to be in deep shit, pal. This is such nonsense. You don't encourage this kind of nonsense. You discourage it. Because the vast majority of these kids grow out of this shit. It's a phase like anything else. Directed to Guides Consulting Service, according to the Telegraph, families are coming to us when they feel they are left with no option but to pull their transgender children out of school. Inspectors from the Good Schools Guide said we'll also be testing school principals and teachers on how they address issues that arise from having transgender students in the classroom. Nonsense. Total nonsense. Yet more of this negative philosophy bullshit being pushed on people. We have to be tolerant. We have to accept everything is normal. Everything goes. It's a swinger's world. Don't you know? Everybody can be a swinger. And there's no such thing as objective values and morals. Oh, there's no such thing as good. No such thing as evil. It's all a construct. You can choose to do whatever you want. Do whatever you want. Anything is acceptable. Boy, this shit really gets on my nerves, man. I tell you. I get wound up when I read this stuff. It pisses me off so much that the leftists in this world, I wish we could just load them all on a fucking spacecraft and then shoot them to the fucking moon or just blow them all up if possible. Whew. So let me know what you think of this story. Is it a good thing that UK schools are going to be pushing mandatory sex education that makes kids aware of what homosexuality is and makes kids aware of what transgenderism is and educates them on sex from the age of 5 years old, even if you, the parent, don't approve? Let me know what you think in the comments section, and please like and subscribe to my channel. And please hit me up with $1 or $2 on Patreon if you feel so inclined. You'll find a link both in the last 20 seconds of this video and in the description. I am the mgtowphilosopher, and I wish you a good day. Take care.